Hey guys, Video Psych here. Now we are on to the new year, and I only have so much time to make this video. But anyway, so I just kind of went right into it without really even planning on what I was going to say. But yeah, a couple of my videos I haven't really been that prepared for recently though, so it's not really much different. But moving on from that, so yeah, currently I'm actually pretty busy at the moment. I'm not sure how many videos I'll be making this month after this one, but in the next couple months, I'll try to see more what I can do. Hello. And there's this comment here I'll just talk about here for a moment. And I kind of saw this coming after I wasn't making as many Love Doll videos. I knew that somebody was going to say this at some point. He just comes up and says, a comment here. More adult content, less simping, and white knight women, right feminist, rah, rah, rah. And, I kind of typed it like a South Park thing, like rah, 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 or rabble, rabble, rabble. But it kind of made me laugh when I saw this because this guy has absolutely no clue what the hell he's talking about, nor what this channel is about, really. But I just said back to him, I can play whatever I want, even if it was a feminist stuffs. And I said, you also need to learn what something actually means. Well, I'm not going to screw him, per se, but yes, I know what you mean. Of course, I'm taking what you say quite literally. I'm just like that sometimes. And it says here, according to the Urban Dictionary, a simp is someone who does way too much for a person they like. Unfortunately, the Oxford English Dictionary has not decided to weigh in on simping yet, so Urban Dictionary is the highest authority we have. Still, even that simple definition is pretty comprehensive. In essence, a simp is someone who sucks up, skews, or otherwise fawns over another person, typically a person they're interested in romantically. And I can't really say I am interested in anybody romantically at the moment. I have female friends and some females over the internet that I sometimes, converse with a bit, maybe a bit, but like otherwise, a lot of the women in one second, there we go. A lot of the women in my area I don't really see as the dating type. They just really aren't. The only thing that a lot of the women around Newton here, per se, in my area that I live at, a lot of what they do is just, go to parties, get drunk, and cheat on their boyfriends, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what a lot of the women here do. Not all of them do that, of course, but even then, a lot of the other women that don't do that they just tend to be kind of old fashioned, and I'm not old fashioned, so I sometimes just think I need to move out of this area. Maybe one day I should. But moving on from that, but the kind of the purpose of my channel is to just talk about something in a different perspective instead of just looking at it like obviously this person that sent this comment, he just seems like he's kind of toxic, and he only listens to toxic people over the internet. And I used to also look up to people like that were toxic like that, when I was younger. And of course, when I was homeschooled and kind of cast out, I actually learned a lot about a lot of other things. And even when I was cast out, it sometimes didn't really feel like I was cast out because I got to meet all these different groups. And I got to realize the fact that I was very isolated at the time, actually, if anything. It's almost like a prison, you know? And so instead of not being able to see this one group as much anymore, like I had before, at the same time, I had a much bigger opportunity to meet other different groups of people, listen to their opinions, have many different experiences in my life, etc., rather than just, the traditional old fashioned kind of lifestyle. But of course, there was the one thing about being cast out, which is the simple fact that at the time I wasn't really able to really do much of anything. When somebody labels you as handicapped, they won't let you do anything, is the thing. There are many things out there that they will not let you do that you would probably want to otherwise do, that they will not let you do. And they probably, and lots of times they won't even let me into certain schools because of this. And so I kind of had to prove that I wasn't handicapped. And it's another thing because also when these people are saying that you're mentally handicapped to women, that also makes it so you can't have a relationship with them because they think that you're too mentally challenged to be with, etc. So yeah, it was a lot of work to really get out of that, and most people, when they are labeled like that, tend to not get out of it, no matter how smart they are. Most of the time, really, they are pretty much forever just labeled handicapped. Really, it is really tough, and you have to get to know also the right people in order to sign the right paperwork, etc. That you're not handicapped. It really is a lot of work, but it was also very isolating. Always doing all that work. Ugh. So yeah, hard times, and I eventually got really tired of it. And then it came to getting into a career, and then I was just like, no, because the thing about getting into a career is that you are going back into the isolation. You're doing so much work that suddenly you're going back into isolation, and which is why I didn't think so much about getting into a career because I was just getting so damn tired of being isolated. I want to be aware of what's around me. I want to be, I want to see reality and no reality. And, I want to do other things than just the same damn thing over and over again. But, moving on from that. But yeah, that is not simping. And I don't know what this guy thinks. He thinks that simping is somebody that gets emotional. And the other thing about being a feminist, if you believe that men and women are supposed to have equal rights, then you are actually a feminist. That's actually all there is to it, to being a feminist, actually. It isn't just, oh, all these feminists, they're like trying to fight against all the men in the US or whatever. No, that's not what a feminist is. That sounds a bit more like a hater than a feminist. A feminist is not a hater, is the thing. But the people that started saying that in the past were actually white supremacists, actually, if you could believe that or not. So, and I won't exactly listen to them. And they're also the people that decided to say a lot of the, I would say, the toxic masculinity things that the incels believe in, actually. That actually also came from white supremacists, actually. That did not come from reality. That came from white supremacists, actually. Not reality. But it's actually a very good thing to know all these things. And just reading a paragraph can change a lot of things. Reading is a good thing. Reading is good. Now, does the person that laid down that comment have the strength to read a paragraph or two? I mean, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he only has the strength to listen to his toxic friends. But that's just the thing about this channel, is that, just coming up with different, ways to look at things is basically what I'm trying to say. And that's, of course, what the future is going to be with this channel. And I know it took a bit to kind of say that, but I felt that I kind of needed to explain that. And I know that there's probably a few guys on this channel that are going to think, okay, so what's the future of this channel? That is, in a nutshell, the future of this channel, is that I'm going to keep on continuing to lay this example of trying to say, something in a different perspective. That's kind of hard for me to say, from other channels than, just the toxic channels that are like that. And it's also the same reason why I started making Love Doll videos in the first place, is because I just grew really tired of these people saying all these negative things about people with sex toys. I mean, just in general. And then, of course, when people were, starting to learn about sex dolls and them existing, suddenly, of course, that channeled over to the sex dolls and all this negativity. I would hear this shit about, the Love Doll owners, like, oh, what kind of person would do this and blah, 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 And that's the thing. That's going to continue, this year is the thing. But as far as like current next videos goes, I mean, obviously there's going to be more, Love Doll content, before the video gets too long here. And one of them is going to be about stalkery. And then another one is going to be about, the comments on the channel, because I haven't been able to keep up with it. And then there's at least going to be one other one, but I can't think of it at the top of my head right now. And, there's just going to be other comments, obviously they're probably going to be negative. But then there's also going to be other videos that are just about other things than just love dolls, And if you don't like that, then I guess you could stop watching my channel. That is just fine. But, there's just other things in my life than just love dolls. And I don't want my face to be the love doll face. I mean, how should I put it? I don't want my face to be all over the U.S. Of people being like, hey, this is the love doll guy. I mean, I know plenty of things about love dolls. And I'm still, of course, helping people out with them. I'm answering your guys' questions on my videos, which, by the way, I don't really know how many more videos I actually need to make about them. I will still continue to make them, but at the moment, I just don't really know how many videos I actually have to make about them, really, because a lot of the information is actually still there. But beyond that, there's just other things that I just take interest in, sometimes. And there's a lot of other things that I know about and have opinions on, besides just, love dolls. But with that being said, I will just end the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. And I'm sorry that I was kind of explaining, long there about, some of the things that I think about sometimes, but that's just how I am sometimes. And I hope you at least enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.